Before this video begins, I would just like to say that this review will be containing spoilers for Thunderbolts. So if you have not seen the movie yet, I highly recommend you go watch that because I honestly cannot get into my full and honest review on the film without getting into some pretty major spoilers. So if you have not seen the film, please go do so. It's honestly worth your time because this movie is pretty damn good, and I want to speak all my thoughts about it and my full honest review on it. So again, spoilers. There's spoilers in this thing. There's your warning. So please look out for that. Or if you don't care and you just want to hear my review, thank you for sticking around. Then another warning I like to get out is that this review will be containing some pretty heavy subject matter because the film really dives into some pretty heavy subject matter like loneliness, depression, and suicide. So if that stuff is just too much for you and you can't handle it, that's totally okay. You're more than welcome to skip out on this one. But with all those warnings out of the way, here's my review and honest thoughts on Thunderbolts. So, Thunderbolts, Marvel's latest film to be released, and without a doubt, it is one of their better projects since Endgame. And I don't want to put that too. I don't want to say that I say that too lightly, but I feel like I do because I said the same thing when No Way Home came out. I said the same thing when Guardians 3 came out. Since Deadpool and Wolverine, I'm a Marvel guy. I'm a huge Marvel guy. If you couldn't tell, I mean, I got shirts and merchandise for days. I'm sitting on a Marvel chair right now. I'm pretty big on that IP. I'm a big fan of Marvel, and I usually look forward to a lot of the stuff that they make. However, I won't sit here and pretend that a lot of the things that they have released over the past couple of years have been pretty mediocre. And a lot of people are pretty tired of seeing just pretty much just slop from the studio. And that's totally understandable. There has been a lack of creativity and cohesion when it comes to their films that has been released as of the past couple of years. So they've been struggling. But I feel like lately they've been trying to pull things back together and have a good narrative to tell, and have these movies build up towards something big like they did with the Infinity Saga. And when it comes to Thunderbolts, it really feels like we're back on track. We're finally taking things into the right direction, and it feels good to be excited for what is coming up next from Marvel Studios. And when it comes to Thunderbolts, it is not only doing that where it's setting good things up for the next movie, it's also just a really good movie overall. This movie is unlike anything Marvel has done in the past, and that's not to say that they haven't done that in the past. They've done some pretty ambitious projects in the past before. The first Iron Man movie, the start of this universe where there's going to be films that interconnect with each other and lead up to something big. That was ambitious. The first Avenger, not the first Avenger, but Avengers, 2012. That movie literally made history with being the first of its kind of taking all these heroes that we've seen before in their own movies and put them together in this ensemble film. That was ambitious and it worked out wonders. It's great. Guardians of the Galaxy, another instance where you just get characters who no one really knows about, and it's weird why Marvel would go in that direction of these space characters that no one knows about. Yet the film is one of Marvel's most iconic films ever. Infinity War and Endgame, we all know how big those movies are. Spider-Man No Way Home, a love letter to Spider-Man movies. Deadpool and Wolverine, Marvel has gone on record with being very ambitious with their films and storytelling. And I feel like Thunderbolts is yet another example of just that. And the big reason for that is because of the dark subject matter that it dives into. This movie is undoubtedly Marvel's mental health movie. It is really, really going into that area of feeling loneliness and depression and feeling like something's wrong with you and like the mistakes you've made are just too big for you to handle. This movie is really deep because the characters who are in the film deal with that stuff. Yelena, Bucky, U.S. James, John Walker, U.S. agent. These characters have all gone through something in their past, and they've made horrible mistakes in their lives, and you see that take effect on them in this film. You see them feel shitty about it, and that's something you haven't felt in a Marvel movie in a while, where most Marvel films are just quippy and comedic, and as fun as they are, it feels like we kind of forget to really to reel it in and have a moment with these characters and how they're doing. And for Thunderbolts to do that, and not only just do that, but to do that with characters who essentially you wouldn't think that you would care too much about, because as I stated before, Marvel has gone on record, has now, as of the past couple of years, have made some pretty mediocre stuff, especially on the Disney Plus side of things. And most of these characters that we see in the film, um, a couple of them are actually, I don't know, not most, but a couple of them are from Disney Plus projects, and several are from post Endgame movies, but not really necessarily the better ones. Um, the fact that you get these characters from mediocre projects, put them in a movie, and have them be the ensemble team, the leads of the film, and have you feel something like towards them, like they matter, is really spectacular. And I feel, and that's something that Marvel has not done for a while. Having you give a damn about these characters, and for them to do that with, again, these characters, these rejects of characters from their debut projects, and put them together in this film all together to have them deal with this struggle of loneliness and depression together is really effective. And they did a damn well good job in this. The performances that all these actors give for their characters is great, and there's weight to it. There is weight to this film, and that's something we haven't felt in a Marvel movie in a long time. It's really refreshing to see that again, and the way it's tackled here is just so much fun, along with the action and choreography and the music as well. This movie promoted itself as like an indie film. It really jabbed on the whole term of being absolute cinema, and that's really funny. This movie is just fun. That you see the actors having a good time being a part of this film, even when they were doing their promotion for this film, like going to see fans and attending at panels and conventions. There was so much fun. Like you can tell they were proud of to be a part of this project, and you feel that chemistry and heart and love in this film as well. There's passion, there's love, and there's it feels like a good function of like a family coming together to work out their issues. And that all also culminates with the villain of the film, the Void, aka Sentry. And his debut in this film is nothing short of just absolutely spectacular. Lewis Pullman, amazing actor. This man is going places. His portrayal as Bob Reynolds in this film is just so damn cool, y'all. I cannot stress enough how just enlightened, like how effective and enlightening the performance was to see this broken character who's so damn powerful. Like, it's so cool to see that again from Marvel. These ideas and combinations of all these narratives and stories coming together, from all the characters, it's just all being worked together to mean something once more. Again, a Marvel movie that means something for the future of the MCU is it's great to see that stuff again. And the Thunderbolts does that. It's so good to see that, and that, I mean, I could just be repeating myself a lot here, um, but damn, it's worth seeing that connectivity happen again in the MCU, especially in this movie where now I actually give a damn about these characters. You give a damn about these characters now, and you cannot wait to see them again for Avengers Doomsday next year, which is honestly the best thing. You know, we didn't honestly. I feel like a lot of us could care less about these characters beforehand, but after we've seen them work together as like an amazing team in this film, it's safe to say we're excited to see them again in their next project, which is Avengers Doomsday coming next year. And one last thing I would like to get into about the film is the post-credit scene, because this also gives me some good idea about what could possibly come next for Thunderbolts. So, again, spoilers in case you haven't figured it out, and I don't know why you're still here, but I think this is where the major spoiler could come in. Yeah, the post-credit scene for this film is a pretty damn good one. It feels like a damn good scene. It's setting up something for the future of the MCU that's like happening pretty damn soon. And if you've seen it, then you know what I'm talking about. That I am of course referring to the Fantastic Four. In the post-credit scene, we see the Thunderbolts, now called the New Avengers, just chilling at their Avengers Tower base and discussing about some conflict that they have with Sam Wilson's Avengers. And if you've seen Brave New World, you would know that in that movie, towards the end of it, Sam has revealed, "Hey, gonna make my new Avengers, my own Avengers team. So I'm reassembling the team back together." And as Sam does that, we also have the new Avengers, which are the Thunderbolts. And it's interesting to see that this post-credit scene establishes that, hey, Bucky and Sam are kind of having issues with there being two Avengers team essentially, and there could be, we don't know what the reason why that is. I have a good theory that it could be about Bob and Sentry, but maybe I'll get into that in another time. But there's some drama going on there. What I like to point out is that the setup for the Fantastic Four, in the post-credit scene, we see the Fantastic Four and their ship approaching through Earth's atmosphere, and the Thunderbolts are seeing this happening and being, they're pretty startled by this. What could that mean? Well, it just means one thing only: the Fantastic Four are coming into the MCU, and this will all lead into Avengers Doomsday. Which, again, having that set up once again from a Marvel movie is something great. That's why it's fun to see a Marvel movie, to see that setup happening right, right as you go into the next Marvel movie, which is, well, the next one we're getting into is the Fantastic Four First Steps, coming in July. We're going to be introduced to this new team of heroes, and from there, we jump right into Avengers Doomsday. So for this post-credit scene to establish that, hey, the Thunderbolts are seeing the Fantastic Four, that could pretty much mean that the Thunderbolts are going to be the first people to interact with the Fantastic Four, and they're going to have, like, they could, like, have their own, like, chemistry there. They're going to be working with them. Whereas, like, maybe the Sam Wilson's their Avengers could be working with perhaps the OG X-Men, because they're going to be in the film. There's connectivity happening now, and that's great to see once again from a Marvel movie. But I feel like for you to have good connectivity like that, you first have to have good characters to have us care for. And once again, Thunderbolts does exactly that. It introduces us to these characters again, and to show us what their struggles are, and have them work together to overcome their struggles. So it's great to see that once again. The writing is great in these characters, and again, you give a damn about them now, and you cannot wait to see them in their next project, which is Avengers Doomsday, and to see what more they can do. So that's what is really good about the film, and that's my praises for Thunderbolts. There's great chemistry. It's a really fun movie in its own. It's great to have another banger from Marvel again. So it feels good. Those are my thoughts. I honestly, if I have any complaints, it would just be that maybe some of the characters were a bit underutilized, like Ghost and Taskmaster. Being Taskmaster, just bye to her. I guess I could care less, but yeah, maybe it has a bit of its, like, undercooked areas, but again, overall, it's a beautifully crafted film, and it's really ambitious for that reason. It's unique. The sequences and the fight action and the action and the storytelling and its writing, it's all great, and it's just the cherry on top of it is the characters that drive this film, because they're characters that you care for, and they're in a universe, or they're in a world where we're following them in, and there's going to be stakes and struggles, and you want to see them accomplish and win at something for once. So it's great to see that. It's wholesome. It teaches you something, and I feel like Marvel should definitely give us more of that, because that's the good stuff. So that's my review for Thunderbolts. It is pretty damn good. I hope I get that's all my thoughts, and yeah. So thank you all for watching. Go watch the movie if you haven't already. It's pretty damn good. I promise you will not regret it. So thanks for that. And with that, I'll be on my merry way. I got some finals to finish up. So thank you for watching. Y'all stay safe out there. Have a good one.